Okay.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
We're back again this week, and it's a really bad week for movies. With movie one of 3 bad movies that came out this week. We probably won't get to all 3 because everyone's busy. I'm taking that slightly to mean lying to get out of seeing some of these. But Lauren here was nice enough to come with me, rather begrudgingly, but I'll take her to me one of these days.
Oh, thank you.
As payment and apology.
He promises.
Promises.
Okay.
So we're here to talk about the Purge Anarchy, which came out a little over a year than the last one did, I think.
Yeah, it feels like it was really close.
I know we reviewed it last year, so and Cliff did not want to come back, so he's not reviewing the sequel.
Hell no.
Yeah, I asked him, and he said, "Fuck no."
Oh, really? Oh.
No, not really. But Cliff's gonna watch that part and go, "What the hell are you talking about? I didn't say that." But no. So, for those who remember, I actually kind of liked the original Purge, not because it was a good movie, but because the villains in general are just so over the top and so laughable that I kind of enjoyed it from a bad movie standpoint. Unfortunately, this one does not follow that trend as much as I would like it to. It's still bad. It's really stupid for all intents and purposes, but it's not nearly as funny. That was the point.
It's a lot more serious. I haven't seen the first one, just FYI, people.
Yeah.
But it felt like really serious.
Come to the sequel without seeing the original one. Yeah. How dare you? The Purge one was a classic filmmaking and expertise. But for those who aren't aware of the basic concept is that there was a new government running the U.S. called the NFFA, which stands for New Founding Fathers of America, who decided that, hey, our best way to rid ourselves of unemployment rates and all, poverty issues is to have one day where everyone gets to let out all their evil for one night, and they call it the Purge. And apparently it's become a religious thing 6 years after they did the first time, which you gotta wonder how that bill got passed to begin with.
Well, it sounds like it's a dystopian America, and basically there was some sort of overthrow of what was once America to this more militarized, more
I guess so. They
Orwellian.
They never tell us.
Yeah.
That's the thing. There's so much unexplained here, and that's kind of what bothered me about the first one too. Was the primary issue was the fact that the entire movie, the entire time, tell us we don't know the Purge works. The Purge works, but it never tells us why.
It's basically thinning out the population. That's basically what the point is.
It's kind of more hinted at this time around, which I kind of appreciated, where it's basically it only works because we're getting rid of all the homeless and all the other people that society deems unnecessary. But
so creepy. It's really dystopian, actually. If this was real, that would be freaking creepy.
Oh yeah,
that's a really
but there's no way this would ever be real. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
No way would anyone ever just be okay with this and go along with it.
Yeah, something effed up had to have happened to the actual country.
Maybe if we actually saw what that was, I'd be more interested. But this movie basically assumes we're all secretly Hannibal Lecter and just want to go out there and start rah 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 and shoot everything.
Pretty much.
And kill everyone. Even though a good majority of the movie pretty much focuses on how people just want to hide from it for good reason, rather than actually purging, they call it. And I kind of roll my eyes because no one can ever say that with any sort of sincerity. No, they tried a lot of times. It was like, I need to purge, but for some reason, every time they said it, it just you can't take it seriously.
You wonder how many outtakes or how many takes that had to have.
Yeah, there's a lot of cases like this where it's like, I don't know how anyone could actually really take a lot of the stuff that happens in the movie very seriously.
Or just say the lines.
Just say, I need to purge. And it feels like a bad cleansing experiment, which I guess it kind of is, actually.
Actually, but
I need to purge. I'm going to spend 3 days on this strictly vitamin diet.
Yeah.
And I'm going to purge my system.
That's basically how they treated people. They were toxins that needed to be purged from the system.
If you want to get very serious about it, yeah, that's what they're going for. If done right, it could be kind of interesting. But at the same time, anything remotely theologically interesting is replaced by masks and like light hand waving.
Really slow.
And random slow motion roars. I mean, that's, for all intents and purposes, I saw an article on fanboy.com. It basically said, like, this movie's basically a movie for the Punisher. And now that I've actually seen the movie, I can't not see it. I've told you a few times that on the way over here.
Yeah.
For like, from screen one, there's this one guy, I forget his name, but he's basically the Punisher.
Yeah, the kind of main guy.
He's the main
saves
guy.
Everybody.
He saves people. He saves like this ragtag group of people, and reluctantly takes them along with him, only because one of them's starting enough to actually negotiate for something.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that was a bluff, and he probably should have seen that coming. But
But
okay.
he kept with them either way. Spoilers.
Yeah. So.
Which kind of made.
Okay. Yeah, okay, let me go a little bit. Let me briefly go over the story. There's not much story. It's kind of actually, surprisingly, it's kind of all over the place. But we think there's like 5 different factions.
Yeah, there's like,
There's like the government killers, and then there's the
like
rich.
5 different.
Then there's the wannabe creepy guys with the masks, and then there's
the revolutionaries. The people that are working for the government to kill everybody.
Yeah,
and then
there's that weird woman with the Tammy with a machine gun on the roof.
Okay. And then there's the ladies' friends, the family that kills each other.
Oh yeah.
I saw that coming, and I was like, oh god.
You knew something was gonna happen.
Yeah,
you knew
they
something.
They were so drunk, and they were just like hating on each other throughout the whole scene.
That's the one.
That was creepy.
That was the main problem with the first movie too. Actually, Wes. Actually, I'll also point out a major plot point for me.
What?
There's a few things. First off, there's a scene where after this bunch of people, including a mother and her daughter, who get out after their landlord tries basically to rape them.
Yeah, and kill them brutally, and he was all drunk and creepy, and his teeth were disgusting. God, go to the dentist, dude. I'm sorry. Okay, go on.
That's why we all have nice teeth here.
Yeah.
Ding, smile.
Ding.
I feel like that's promotion. Buy what's the fuck name of toothpaste?
I don't know. Crest.
Buy Crest White Strips today.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want us to promote that, by the way, Crest, call me. We'll talk about deals.
Dentists are good.
Even then, I had a hard time taking that guy very seriously because.
Were you laughing?
I was kind of laughing because every time he was yelling, it was just hard to take seriously because he's not a very good actor. So he was. I mean, the stuff he was doing, I get why that was supposed to be creepy, but the actor I just couldn't take seriously because he kept just yelling random things around. It's like, I need to purge! Like, it's just like, see, I can't even say it without you laughing at it. And I was like, oh, Jesus. Like, no one clearly did like a rough read of this script before they started filming, and they just took 5 seconds. It's like, hey guys, maybe this is really stupid. Just throwing that out there. Okay. Anyway, they get captured by government people who are there to raid the building, basically for population control, as is revealed at the very end. But the Punisher, decked out in a full armor-plated car and a lot of guns in his trunk, sees them, decides to save them, and then while they're doing that, another couple whose car broke down because it was sabotaged by masked people. By the way, what the hell is that whole god on top of the white mask supposed to be? What was that supposed to be?
I don't know.
It's ambiguous.
I think the actors that had to act drunk and creepy, they did what they could with the
There's not
dialogue.
much you can do with that.
Yeah, I think that guy was,
It's a low budget horror movie.
Yeah. But
I mean,
and also keeps in with the dogma of the Purge. Maybe they could have come up with a different catchphrase, but But
Yeah, they could go with
like
stay
it.
safe. They could say that a million more times.
I don't understand the masks and the religious aspect of it, because it kind of sounded like they were cleansing themselves, so it did have a religious aspect.
Yeah, but
to
at the same
it,
time, it was
which
like,
doesn't-
religion to who?
It sounded like they were worshiping the government.
Founding fathers.
Because they said that new revised pledge, and it was like a prayer. They were doing like a prayer circle before they killed these people, the rich people.
That just sounds like leaving yourself vulnerable to attack right there.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
It's like, oh, hold on, before I kill you, I need to pray.
pretty much.
Because God won't forgive me unless I do this blessing first.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Stab. Stuff like that bothered me. Because, like, you know, while they're doing this whole prayer circle thing, you can easily go behind them all right now and just choke them all to death. Or really do anything else. Grab a club or a bat or something, just beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
And then even then, they'll probably go, shh, we're praying. Don't be rude. And then... Alright. That's unrelated business. But, yeah, just stuff like that. It makes it very hard to take seriously. It's not scary at all.
Not really, but outrageous aspects kind of take that away.
Yeah.
Some parts were legitimately, like,
There were some
creepy.
parts that were, like, they built suspense okay.
Yeah.
But even then, that was kind of few and far between. Like, pretty much, yeah, so they get the ragtime group together, and they're off to go to this, one of the mother's friend's house, because she bargains their safety for a car that she promised him, because the armored plate car broke down. Because the government people just had a giant fucking machine gun.
That pierced the rounds.
That pierced round. I was laughing at that at first before it makes sense now because it was like government issue, but I was like, who would just have that? Complete
Yeah,
with
I
like
was
a
wondering.
high-tech truck.
They'd have to be really rich. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
For
but at the same
government.
time, I don't know. Personally, if I was going to go stabby on people because it made me feel better, I don't think machine guns are the most satisfying way to do it.
It's like playing like a first-person shooter game at that point.
Yeah, kind of, except, you know, you get no respawn.
Yeah.
Even then, always careful with the video game analogy, because...
I know.
Because does violent... I don't want to start that whole violent video game debate on the comments. I already had to be careful with the racism debate when I did the 12 Years a Slave video. Which some people got at it. Thankfully, it didn't go too far. But... Surprisingly, with all the horrible things I've said on this show, we have yet to spark very many debates. Especially the Noah review. I was surprised I didn't get any hate for that.
Oh, really?
Because we said some stuff. We said some stuff that I feel kind of bad about. No, I don't. I don't feel bad about it. I say that because I want to seem humble. But I'm in a weird mood after seeing this one. It's like there's some parts that I like genuinely laughed at.
Yeah.
So I kind of enjoyed myself at times. Other times it's like, oh, come on, let's pick up the pace here. Like, let's hurry this along.
Yeah, the slow-mo tension build up with those people in the beginning. I couldn't take that seriously. But other parts I could take seriously when they were on the run. I thought that was just like really
like there are
creepy.
some parts where like they're actually
You
like when they're actually on the street and you actually see like what it's doing. Some of it's creepy when it feels legitimate. Other times it feels like over the top, and just out of nowhere you see like a bus on fire just ride by,
and the guy doesn't
even acknowledge it. Like, is that a fucking bus on fire? I would look.
I'd be like, oh crap.
It's like, oh shit, let's take care of this and get out of here. So stuff like that, it's like that stuff like that. I feel like there's a fine line where it just cross into just ridiculous territory. Yeah. Like there's a part where they all go into a subway, and this is the part where I started laughing.
Mad Max.
Mad Max. That's the thing. We were like this is basically like a prequel to Mad Max at times.
Yeah. The guys with the long hair.
With the guys with the long hair and flamethrowers and tattoos.
They weren't even aiming at anybody.
No, this is like
the people that were homeless.
And the guy at the beginning, just as the Purge starts, who cracks open a beer and opens up a sniper rifle.
I know, yeah.
And you had a girl, I swear to God, looks like Melissa McCarthy. Just yelling out like religiously, I'm doing God's work, while shooting a machine gun in the air.
Saying that she'll be like going to heaven because of that.
Yeah, and it comes back into, I need to pray before I murder you all. And surprisingly, she doesn't get shot. Like, I think that would be like easy bait right there.
Like, I could see the Wayne brothers making fun of this. And
Oh,
like
God,
all these characters being killed.
I just got like a horrible like Haunted House 2 flashbacks.
But I can see that happening with this.
That would be the obvious thing to do.
This is perfect fodder for them if they ever make another one.
Oh, please don't. Please don't.
You're like, I don't want to say it.
I don't want to say the word. Wes still has never quite forgiven me for making him sit through Haunted House 2.
I don't know. There's some parts that I thought, okay, the Wayans need to watch.
Well, it's
this
like
movie.
you know that scene from the first Indiana Jones movie where you see the guy with the sword, he's doing all the sword stuff, and Indiana Jones just shoots him. That's kind of what you expect to happen there.
Yeah.
Or like the Hulk in the Avengers when like Loki starts going on his big rant, the Hulk just fucking smacks him.
Yeah.
Like you're expecting something like that to happen because it seems like the obvious thing to do.
And it doesn't.
But she just kind of goes away.
Yeah, I was expecting her to shoot at them, but
she just she has her speech, and then like after the guys get clearly trapped, she doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
We're focusing a lot of time on this wannabe Tammy woman. It's like, what's her story? That's what I want to know. Let's fuck all the rest of these people. Let's learn
I know.
Let's learn a psycho Tammy.
That's the important one.
I know. Well, yeah, there's always that one character, like every movie, usually in the background. They're on for like a second.
I know.
And you want to like, whoa.
This is interesting.
What is their story?
Yeah. What's going on there?
Like, what's his story? What's going on there?
Yeah.
It's like I felt that way about. I don't know if you watch Orange Is the New Black.
I'm starting the second season, but no.
You know, Crazy Eyes.
Yeah.
Like that's when like when I started the second season, it's like, okay, you know what? What's her story? And I got my answer in the very next episode. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But
how much have you watched?
I've watched the full second season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I won't say anything else beyond that.
Okay.
But
no.
But anyway, it's the same kind of thing. Where it's like, hold on, what's her story? What's that person's story? It's like, because clearly they're more interesting than the characters we're actually watching. Except for the Punisher. I like the Punisher because he was like the badass. But
in this movie.
In this movie, yeah.
Yeah, I was actually really fascinated by that character.
Yeah, because
he had no hesitation. Because I thought was interesting.
I was thinking I was watching. It's like, yeah, I'd be totally okay with the Punisher Netflix TV show. I would love him to be that guy. I think he'd actually do a pretty good job at it.
Yeah.
So that's like the one good thing that came out of this movie. It's like, I would love to see him as the Punisher, like legitimately.
Yeah, I think most of the characters did a good job. I mean,
with that they were given, and like it wasn't great material. Like the teenager got on my nerves after a while.
Well, she's like a product of all the.
Because she's like reading
She was very pacifist and.
Yeah, like reading like the rebellion stuff. Love their policy, by the way, of we're gonna rebel against the Purge. How? We're gonna shoot everyone too.
But not the other. No,
they go for the rich people, but still, it's the same kind of.
The people that are killing the other people.
It's still
like,
kind
of. It's retribution. It's retribution.
It's still kind of hypocritical. I think what was that part I leaned over to you? Is like the war never solves anything, or like violence never solves anything. It's like that's true. Just ask Hitler. Which is my favorite rebuttal for any anti-war statement.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic. I'm not getting into that. Get the hippie community. How dare you?
Oh, do you mean like?
As we slowly head into World War III.
Yeah. Okay, that's what you mean.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, the whole anti-war people like violence is never the answer. War never solves anything. It's like, really, because it stopped fucking Hitler. That's always kind of my real Hitler, the easy target as like biggest main villain in like human history.
Yeah.
And now I'm talking about Hitler. That's what the Purge is. Purge away from Hitler. Anyway. I don't feel good about that statement.
Yeah.
God, it's a horrible joke just popped in my head. But I'm just gonna just sidetrack, divert myself,
divert,
and talk about my favorite part of the movie.
Okay.
Which is the part where I wanted to see more of this because it was like the most hilarious part. I'm just now realizing how much I stutter through these things. But there's a part where the people in masks finally catch up to everyone.
Oh yeah.
And kidnaps them and takes them off, basically to an auction, or kind of sort of like a charity thing where all the rich people are gathered around for their purge. Apparently they pay people to like either volunteer or capture unwilling victims to be hunted by the rich people.
It was like a paintings auction.
Yeah,
they were talking about the guns like they were paintings.
And it was supposed to be creepy, but at the same time, like this is
creepy.
like,
but you
can't take it seriously. The way they're talking about it,
they're reacting to the guns,
and it was like, oh, has such a clean shot. Like, oh my god, it was worse in the first movie, but it's still pretty bad here. Oddly enough, it's the most funny part too, where it's like, oh, I'm so glad you two finally volunteered. Oh, will your sons be joining you? Oh, how proper.
They're so handsome.
They're so handsome. I'm so glad you can share all this together. It's like,
oh god.
Oh, it's so hard.
So creepy. And
really, that's creepy?
You can't take it seriously.
No,
I think it's both, honestly. It makes you cringe and it also makes you wonder what...
I couldn't stop laughing. Like, that was the part I was like, for me, I was like, this is so silly. Like, I mean, I've seen creepy rich thing done before, but dear God, here, it's just, I can't take it seriously. Because the acting is so over the top. It's like, there's no self-awareness to it. It's just, that's kind of the big problem. Like, if you're gonna do something like that, a little self-awareness can go a long way.
Well, it seems like they were killing just to kill. And that is not an unfeasible reason for that, but a more interesting reason would be a political.
Yeah, that could, yeah. No, I'm always thinking like if the filmmakers were kind of a little more aware of how silly it was and at least kind of acknowledged it, or like the people realized kind of what they were doing was kind of horrible and kind of acknowledged that.
Yeah.
It's like a little self-awareness, either the character's part or the filmmaker's part. Either one would have been appreciated. Because at least then it would have either like, okay, at least they know, or okay, at least the characters know.
Instead of just making it.
Instead of just assuming you take this as face value, as this is totally what we would do if this situation was real.
Yeah, well, it seems like they were just killing because they thought it was fun and that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I don't know.
I'm just saying, Kraven the Hunter from Spider-Man has more clear motives of why he wants to hunt people than these people do.
Yeah. But
that's
maybe it's not worth analyzing that, because some people are just freaking creepy. You know?
I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. If the Joker can be absolutely insane and be completely convincing because that's all just part of his character, there's no excuse why you can't do that with stuff here. So
yeah.
So that's my reasoning. But because if you're gonna do something like that, you gotta be convincing. If for a second, I can't buy it, the whole illusion shatters.
Interesting.
That's the trick. That's the trick of horror, right there. Is provide a convincing illusion that doesn't rely strictly on jump scares.
Yeah, or like size of like, oh my god, this is an amazing gun.
I like how sensually you said that. Like,
I know. That's what they.
They do. They just like, the barrel size.
I know. I was like, Jesus.
Oh, you twins are here. I hope you brought your signature blades.
Yeah, they were like...
It's so silly. Yeah. The language they're using is so silly. And that's what made the first one so silly too, is they had the same thing, except it was funnier, because they were using words like swine. They called the homeless people like sacrificial swine. And just all these ridiculous language that no one would ever use in these situations. And it stops being scary or creepy and just starts being funny, at least to me. Maybe I'm just really sick. I don't know. But it's like, there's like, especially in horror movies, you get the most offenders in this, where it's like, there's a fine line where it stops being scary and it stops being annoying and it just starts being hilariously bad. And there's a certain failure level you have to reach to get to that point. It's kind of in the middle. Purge 2 is kind of in the middle. Like, where there's parts of like, okay, that's genuine suspense. Other parts like, okay, that's genuinely really silly. There's some parts like, I liked the part where they start hunting the guys, because the Punisher just kicks everyone's ass.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it was basically him too.
Yeah, it was
just like went and just mowed through them.
Mowed through them all one by one.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I wonder what he is actually. That's what I wonder, because he attacked them really silently, and then he was able to aim
Yeah,
well, it's like he was
he is the most interesting character in the movie.
I wanted to know more about him. Like, what was he? Was he a police officer? Was he in the army?
He's the Punisher.
He's the Punisher. That's the answer.
That's the answer. He is the Punisher. He's Frank Castle, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what his real name is, but
he was very efficient, and I think that's, at least for me, that's really rare when I see main characters in horror films, because most of the horror films that
just
I get to see,
stupid things.
They just don't protect themselves, and they hesitate so much. So I thought that was an interesting aspect of this.
Yeah, like that he's actually competent in what he's doing.
And even the even the couple that was kind of pacifist, they like started to help.
Even then, they freaking mowed down the people in the subway.
I know, the long-haired.
Literally, the guy basically looks at him and goes, "Okay, fuck it, give me the gun."
And then they start shooting.
And they start shooting him, and surprisingly, they live.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
And that was another thing, like, I mentioned this to you, and I mentioned this in the original review, too, was, like, the people who are supposed to be really good at killing really suck at killing.
Which is, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting
like, only one of, the main people die in this movie.
Which was surprising.
Yeah, but, like, usually this movie, you kind of expect them basically to be cannon fodder. Like, yeah. I only expect, like, the mother and the daughter and maybe the Punisher to make it through to the end.
But usually the Punisher character like sacrifices himself.
Yeah, or something like that.
And then it's like right after the bell rings and it's all okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought was going to happen. I was like, damn. You know?
It's like, well, there's a few plot holes with this, and I'm going to go over these because there were actually very, very good points.
Yeah.
I saw this on the Everything Wrong with the Purge video. You can look it up online, where it says, what happens on the minute before the Purge starts and the minute after the Purge ends? Who's there to regulate that shit? What's stopping anyone from just killing one last person really quick?
That's what I was thinking. It's like they were so like afraid of what happened in the past that they follow all of these rules to the T.
If you knew more about the world, that
could be a plausible thing. That's what I was thinking.
Maybe you should be in charge of the third one. Apparently you have much better ideas than the scriptwriters have about how to expand this world.
I copyrighted my ideas. No, I'm joking. No.
There you go. If you're watching, give us a call. The scriptwriters, because clearly you need help.
That's basically what they're going for. Because they mentioned a new administration.
I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I'm just going to go along with it. Second plot line. Who's going to fill all the job positions you now created because you killed off all the people who had the shitty jobs?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
And rule number 3, who's gonna come into work the next day?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, I'm taking Saturday off.
Well, even the day before, wouldn't people just get out?
You would think. It's like, get the hell out of heck of Dodge.
Have their little places to escape to?
Oh my god, flights must be a bitch on the Purge.
Yeah! We think the same way. We think the same way.
Like, I just thought about that. I was like, oh my god, yeah.
Okay.
And here's one more thing. This is an issue in the last movie's issue with this movie too, is when the family member tries to kill another family member, they still gotta sit at the dinner table the next day. How do you make eye contact at that point without acknowledging? Because in the first movie, it's even worse. Yeah, because it was like the daughter's boyfriend tries to kill her dad.
Because the dad doesn't like him?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Did the dad just kill the boyfriend and was like, you gotta find better men? Or so, no.
I forget what happens.
Really?
I wish that was what happened. I think he eventually bleeds out or something.
Oh, the dad?
Yeah, the son.
Oh.
I mean, the boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
The boyfriend eventually dies. But at the same time, I was like, okay, how do you think that was gonna go?
I know.
It's like, oh, you killed my dad. But I was on the Purge, so I guess it's okay. No, I don't think so.
No, yeah.
Cause like
that's really creepy. If that is the, I don't think
I don't know. There's no way.
There's no way that there could be that much forgiveness.
So basically, the moral of the story is, I want a Punisher TV show.
Yes, with that guy playing.
With this guy as the lead. You know, where we're getting a Daredevil Netflix show, where we're getting Luke Cage, we're getting Iron Fist, we're getting the freaking Outsiders. We can squeeze the Punisher in there.
Yeah? Yeah.
I think so. Let's get a Ghost Rider series in there too. I think Marvel's got those rights back. Fuck it. Let's put all the reject characters in the Netflix TV thing.
Just go and cast that guy. That's what the internet should demand.
Yeah, I'd start that petition. Like, start that petition. Right up there with Benedict Cumberbatch as Brainiac in the next Superman movie. I am still vouching for that. I did in the Man of Steel review. I'm gonna do it again here. Benedict Cumberbatch as Brainiac.
Yes.
That needs to happen. Nobody else, not John Noble, not anyone else. Get me Benedict Cumberbatch as Brainiac. Done.
Yes.
And fuck Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I'm not entirely
He's
opposed.
playing Lex Luthor?
You didn't know that?
No, I did not know that. Oh, that's interesting.
The head of Facebook is now Superman's arch nemesis.
The head of Facebook.
Yep.
He's totes the head of Facebook.
Yeah,
totally.
Now he's the totes the head of LexCorp. So.
Totes.
Fucking hate today's lingo. That and hella. Shut the hell up. Say
Stop it, hipsters.
Hipsters. Oh, fucking hippies.
Oh, that's okay. What do you want to discuss next about the Purge?
Is there anything else left to talk about? Oh,
the ending was actually really interesting because we actually got to learn about this Punisher guy.
Yeah, basically the whole thing was like he's after a drunk driver who killed his son, who lives in a rich community. I actually thought it was gonna be like the couple from the first movie. I thought that actually would have been kind of clever, but
oh, that would have been.
Because I thought that the house looked similar. It's like, wait a minute, is this the house in the first Purge? That would actually be an interesting way to tie the two movies together. But no, unfortunately, it's not. But I kind of did an issue with that too. Not a big one. Because the mother and the daughter are the only ones that are left because the couple's the boy of the couple dies and the other girl decides she wants to kill everyone too, so she stays behind.
Because she's angry.
She's angry. So she decides she wants to kill. She basically joins the resistance movement. Who comes in to save the day after the hunt starts, and there's like, no, don't kill him. You're better than that, and blah blah blah, all that stuff. And it's like, he did mow down well over 24 people on the way over here. One more is not going to make that much of a difference. And he sounds kind of like
angry.
Quite frankly, it sounds kind of like the guy deserves it.
For all the stuff.
For all, like the drunk driver thing. It's like, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of cruel to say, but we fucking mowed down.
The guy that killed his son didn't go to jail.
No, he didn't go to jail on technicality.
He didn't get any punishment that we know of, according to
so that's why the Punisher needs to go
yeah, pretty much.
and deliver justice.
Deliver justice.
But yeah.
Is that your best Batman?
I don't know. My voice is a bit off today.
Okay, Smeagol.
Okay.
Okay.
But he goes in there, he tries to kill him, but he can't do it. And then the government guys come back, basically explain why they exist. And if I was doing a review on this movie, this is when I would include that part from The Incredibles, where the guy goes, "You sly dog, you caught me monologuing." I can't believe it.
Pretty much.
Because
that is spot on, actually. Because it was a big monologue.
Because he just starts monologuing.
It's like 2 minutes.
And it's like, that's a long 5 minutes, by the way. Yeah. Like, by the time he goes into the bedroom where the guy's sleeping, it says 5 minutes left of the Purge. By the time he goes in there, decides not to kill him, after the Punisher starts monologuing too, doesn't kill him, goes outside, goes the other guy who's monologuing. That's a long-ass 5 minutes.
Well, it must have been like a split-second decision on his part to just walk out and look.
Still,
like
that's at least like 3 minutes right there. That's at least another 3 minutes between evil villain monologue too.
Well, they always do that. They always do that in movies.
I know it's not real time.
They should have just said 20 minutes.
It's like Fast and
I would have believed that.
Yeah, that would have worked better. It's like Fast and Furious 6 though. Like when it had the world's longest runway. You know?
Oh yeah. I remember that, actually.
But it's one of those fun. It's fun to poke holes in it, you know. Yeah. Watch the balloon deflate, or I don't know how the metaphor works.
They always do that in movies. I've noticed. Like, how long is 5 minutes? That was longer than 5 minutes. And you can actually go on the time and actually
start timing it.
If you have a DVD, and you're like, that's more than 5 minutes, people. But.
You know what would be amazing to do one of these days? Is like find a movie where there's like 5 different like events of those and come in as like over-the-top British gentleman.
Oh.
And every time this comes up, we pull out stopwatches and go click. And start timing it. Click. That was 7 minutes, sir. All right, next scene. Click. I just had an idea for a video short. Anyway.
Video short.
Oh, I gotta use that in the next review. I fucking love that. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna find a way to work that in somehow.
Cool.
Sorry, just epiphany.
He had an epiphany right there.
Light bulb moment.
When we were talking about it.
You know, I'm having much more fun in the review than I did seeing the movie. I don't know what it is, but I don't know about you, but I think you got a little more into this than I did.
Yeah. Well, I think some parts, at least for me, were suspenseful. Like, you're rooting for the characters because they did enough exposition to where you're like, yeah, these people are decent. I care about them.
At least for the Punisher. He was, like, most well developed.
Yeah, the couple, I was wondering, like, why they wanted to separate, but they seemed like they were inseparable. Because they were escaping together, and they kind of like talked and then argued, and
they kind of just randomly bring it back up at the end. And even the characters kind of point out, "Don't we have bigger things to worry about right now?"
Pretty much, yeah.
So I kind of appreciate that little nod.
They were actually kind of sad characters because if they actually loved each other, why were they making each other so miserable?
Marriage.
Yeah, it's actually kind of depressing. But
I'm not the relationship guru. If you looked at my love life. Yeah, I'm amazed anyone comes to me for relationship advice.
I just thought those two were actually kind of sad, legitimately sad.
I thought the mother and daughter were better developed personally, but
yeah, the mother and daughter were more developed.
And of course Punisher was the Punisher, so I'm going to insist on calling him the Punisher until they actually make that casting announcement.
He would be a good Punisher.
He would be a great Punisher.
He's good at repressing emotion, but also showing emotion.
Like, he's much better than the last two they cast. Like, last three, I take that back. There were 3 different Punisher movies. All of them reboots. All of them suck. But no, I would love to see him as a Punisher. Seriously, Netflix, get on that, because I would love to see that. Have him team up with Daredevil. I don't care. Work him in there. It would totally work.
We're giving out so many ideas for people.
Make a petition. I will make a petition to get this guy as the Punisher. I want to see that. So that's really all I have to say about the movie. So get this guy as the Punisher. Yeah. That's all I got to say about that.
I'm actually happy that his character, at least they gave the illusion that he lived, because I thought they were just going to kill him. I'm glad that they did what we didn't think that they would do in writing, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure he probably made. At that point, it's like, we'll find out in the inevitable sequel out next year, probably.
Maybe.
More than likely, it's going to be a sequel.
Yeah. Do you think it'll be the same characters or different characters?
Probably different characters. If it's anything like the last one, they'll probably switch off different events. It's probably the same movie for all intents and purposes, but...
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, trailers, I guess. You pretty much ran out of the theater after the first one.
I did. Yeah, that Eli Roth one will be interesting.
Like, did you get like a phone call or something like that, or you just could not take it for a second? So I was getting a little worried. I was like,
really? Oh.
I was like, what did she just run out? Where'd she go? So the first one was for the Green Inferno.
That just looks freaking creepy. That looks legitimately. Oh my god.
To me, I just saw the tribesmen. My first thought was, that's racist. That's kind of what my thought were on that.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
Then we got a trailer for Lucy. You've probably seen this trailer. They've had like.
No, I actually haven't.
You haven't seen any trailers for Lucy?
Tell me about it. Tell everybody about it.
I've talked about it before, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Okay. But it's a Scarlett Johansson movie.
Yeah, I remember the poster.
Where basically it's all based on complete bullshit. It makes me angry from a psychological major standpoint. It makes me mad because the whole concept is like she has like they put a bag in her stomach that's like some kind of drug smuggling thing. But the bag ruptures, and it turns out it's like a mind-opening drug, and it like allows her to access the rest of the 90% of her brain. Because apparently, in this universe, that myth, that complete bullshit myth, that we can only use 10% of our brain is actually true here. Even though every scientific thing we've ever done shows that it's not. Mm-hmm. And apparently, this allows you to become Neo from the Matrix.
Oh, so she basically has superpowers in this.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. You're like, no.
Not really. No, not really. We'll see if we have time to see that one next week. We got a lot to do. We got a lot to do next week. So, between Frank movies I actually want to see, so there's that bonus.
Yeah.
But either way.
What's the next?
And the next one, I honestly missed the name, but
what is it?
I think it's called Ascend or something. I put Ascend or something.
Jupiter Ascending.
No, it's not that one.
No?
It was a found footage movie.
Oh, I don't know.
About the catacombs underneath London.
I haven't heard of it.
It's another horror movie.
Okay.
Basically, it's like somehow the catacombs trap you, and it keeps making you like relive the horrible memories of your past or something like that. I don't know. It's another found footage movie that usually kind of hit and miss. So
interesting.
No, I've been able to top Chronicle so far, in my opinion. But
yeah, Chronicle, I actually enjoyed.
That was a really good movie.
Yeah.
Chronicle's a great movie. But ever since then,
that would be so cool to be able to fly.
To do any of that stuff. Right?
Yeah, anywhere.
In terms
Yeah,
of telekinesis, apparently you can do fucking everything with
I know.
telekinesis. It's like, I want that. Where's that magic crystal alien thing? No,
Yeah.
Let's get this shit started.
Yeah.
You can come with me. I don't mind sharing. Fly, just one of us becoming a villain, probably me.
Why does it have to be a villain? I don't know.
Because it's a superhero thing. There's always a villain.
No.
Yeah, there's always a villain. Maybe,
Anything else? Anything else?
That was it. The rest we got are freaking car commercials. So,
Yeah, there were so many car commercials.
I don't know, like it's this new thing that theater
amazing.
started doing. So, by the way, do you know the theater might actually be closing? Camera 12?
What?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
Yeah, apparently there's like some rental issue, but
Oh no, that
hopefully
sucks.
not, because apparently it's basically like they close one more major attraction down that's going to be bad for downtown.
That is going to be bad for downtown.
So hopefully it won't, because quite frankly I don't know where else we'd go. Camera 12 has come our home over the past year and a half.
It's convenient.
It's convenient. Yeah, so final thoughts?
I think we pretty much said everything that we were gonna say. That was kind of the bombshell. That was the bombshell of the interview. I'm kind of bummed.
Sorry.
But
Let's not panic for now. It's
Let's
gonna be
not
fine.
panic.
It's gonna be fine.
But yeah, other than that, no.
We need to make our own teen movie where it's like, save the theater, and we'll have a big rambunctious adventures.
In the theater.
We'll get up like a bounce house, and somehow they'll turn to a rocket ship. I don't know. There'll be a skater competition with one big bully who has to. There's a son of the owner of the theater who wants to sell the theater, but the ragtag will dare him to a skating challenge. Who's a rookie and stands no chance to win the theater back for the crew.
And all sorts of people will want to buy tickets to watch the.
Yep, and it'll save the theater, it'll save the day, and it'll premiere on the Disney Channel, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
Make the Punisher TV show.
Punisher TV show. But that guy.
Yeah. Oops, shit. So we'll.
That's our soundtrack. Your car is our soundtrack.
Pretty much. Or as Grant would make a point of saying, in the heat of the moment is also in our soundtrack. Because he made a point of torturing me with that when we did the Apes review.
Oh no. It sounds.
So at random points we'd be going, so at this point, in the heat of the moment, Caesar decides to.
Oh my god, that's actually hilarious.
My life is weird.
That's quirky.
It's quirky. There you go. I like that. I like that. Quirky life. All right.
Quirky life. Okay.
So I'll be back probably later tonight with Planes 2. And then after that, I'm going alone for that one. That's going to be ultra depressing. And because no one else wants to go, I don't blame them. And after that, and next week we got a lot of movies. We got Hercules, which we're going to take on early next week. Then we're doing a retro review of My Python the Holy Grail. That's playing in a theater in Oak Ridge. We're going to check that out because I need a good laugh. And then we got Guardians of the Galaxy before I leave for vacation. So then after that, we're taking the next week after that is off because I'll be out of town. And last time we tried the whole you guys do things on your own that didn't turn out as well as I'd like. So no offense, I appreciate those who did it, but schedules are like herding cats. And then the week after that, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's gonna be fun, hopefully, or it's gonna suck. Either way, I'm sure I'll have a laugh. So see you guys later.
Bye.